Okay, Gary, you can tell us why we're here today.
We're here today to make the people aware of the L30, of the data centre that's being erected over the Bridle Road. We've done this before and we've found that an awful lot of people don't even know that it's there.
Okay, Paul, can you tell us why we're here today?
Yeah, we're here for the data centre that's planned for Boole on the site of the old Gyro Bank. First thing to say is this proposal goes against the Sefton local plan.
Okay, I'm here with Eileen O'Connor from EM Radiation Research Trust. Can you tell me why you're here today, please?
Well, I've come along to support the residents of Netherton. I'm really concerned to hear that there's going to be an enormous data centre in this area, and it's one of 400 in the country. I'm really shocked but not surprised that Sefton Council have put their hands up for this data centre.
So we're here to enlighten people, basically. We have quite a few points that we need to put over to them, and we're asking them to sign our objection letter. Not before they've read this, obviously, because that's what it's all about. Informed consent, if you like. So we're speaking to the people. We've already had a great reception, got a lot of signed letters. We're here for another couple of hours at least.
Data centres require 24/7 industrial scale cooling fans and backup diesel generators, and this is going to cause noise and disturbance. There's going to be a constant hum and intermittent testing of generators, and this will cause significant noise pollution. It's going to go above 85 decibels, and that's the level that is harmful to human hearing.
These letters, planned objection letters, are going to John Kerr, the planning officer at Sefton Borough Council. We have a number of bullet points. I'll just do a few for us, and this is what the general public will be receiving and reading and signing, hopefully. We've got the first bullet point is legal and procedural failings. The consultation with the residents has been completely inadequate and in breach of the gunning principles.
The high energy consumption and heat generation of this facility is significant, and the proposal fails to demonstrate how it aligns with local and national sustainability targets and climate change. And then we've got excessive electricity consumption, absolutely huge demands. These facilities can draw over 100 megawatts of continuous power, and that's equivalent to the needs of tens of thousands of homes.
It's going to be an enormous energy draw in the area, and I certainly wouldn't want to live next door to one, and I don't think it should be forced upon the residents locally here either. You know, there's predictions of power outages, the massive draw of energy that it's going to need. But it's no wonder they're putting their hands up for a data centre here, because Liverpool has the largest 5G network in the whole of the country, second biggest in the world, and Sefton Council were about to follow on in partnership with Liverpool City Council and bring this system throughout the whole of this area.
Data centres use sulphur or emit sulphur hexafluoride, that's SF6, in their electrical infrastructure, so that's in the switchgear and circuit breakers for arc quenching and safety purposes. But SF6 is a greenhouse gas which is 24,000 times more potent than CO2. It remains in the atmosphere for thousands of years, so it makes even small leaks environmentally significant, and it leaks during installation, maintenance or decommissioning, contributing to climate change. And the EU has mandated a ban on new SF6 based MV switchgear starting in January 2026.
Second one, lack of transparency. There's no clarity on the nature of the data processing or the surveillance and control capabilities and the intrusion of privacy.
Well, we need to stop it because it's not right. It's not fair on the people here. And, you know, we've already got a system that needs to be taken down as far as I'm concerned. It's putting people's lives at risk and people's health at risk. And so, the council needs to start listening to the people they're representing rather than industry. It's time to put public health first, and people's lives, their homes, their livelihoods, and everything of the people who are going to be surrounding that enormous data centre.
The next thing is power cuts and grid strain. In the event of power cuts or rationing of electricity, as happened in the 1980s, people fear that this data centre will take the precedence over residents. In other words, we are the ones who are going to have their power supplies cut off before this data centre ever gets its power supply cut off. And then on top of that, we've got excessive water consumption. The electrical gear here has got to be cooled down. It's got to run at a very cool temperature. And the data centres, because of that, can consume millions of litres of water daily for cooling systems. This puts immense strain on local potable water supplies, especially during periods of drought or water stress.
For what? To service this big massive 5G network that nobody really wants. What, for faster downloads and uploads? But what about our health? And what about our well-being? What about our children? It's about time that Sefton Council started to listen to the people and started to work for us rather than industry.
And I feel this demand will affect the local network and conflict with Sefton Council's policy EQ8, and that refers to sustainable water management. Excessive water consumption for cooling threatens local supplies again. It's putting the data centre in front of local needs. We fear the reference to a cooling loop is merely a box-ticking exercise to satisfy the green agenda.
Lack of transparency. We've found this is happening in every data or proposed data site. It's worrying. General data protection regulations. We need to understand how this major data centre, 400 planned for the UK, will be controlled under GDPR, the law governing how personal information is used by organisations. Again, next one, lack of social and economic benefits. Unlike other industrial uses, data centres typically create very few permanent local jobs once operational. The permanent loss of land to a low employment use does not serve the Sefton economy.
Then there's thermal pollution. The discharge of heated water back into the sewerage system or local water courses can harm ecosystems and impact local biodiversity and water quality. And that's got to be protected under Sefton Council's local plan policy, NH4. And the data centres emit electromagnetic fields. And given these substantial risks to water resources and air quality, the Council must ensure and publish a comprehensive environmental impact assessment. There isn't one. Recent UK legal challenges have successfully quashed data centre approvals where the full environmental impact of water and energy use was not properly scrutinised.
Next one, fire risk, which is a major worry. They're all a major worry, but when fire risk comes into it, I'm concerned that the scale of this facility poses unique risks. Example, thermal runaway that may not have been fully scrutinised. If it has been fully scrutinised, show us the data, tell us, give us the dates, anything relating to that can allay our fears. That's all we're asking. Emergency evacuation plan. Sounds frightening. Maybe it is. Maybe we all need to be aware of it at least. In the event of a fire involving server components and plastic cabling, toxic smoke and emissions could quickly reach nearby properties. The application lacks evidence of a robust evacuation plan, which is essential given the potential for airborne chemical pollutants. Lack of transparent Section 106 agreement. There is no mandatory agreement proposal outlining measures to mitigate the development's impact on local infrastructure and the community. There you go. So reviewing and commenting on the developer's proposal before this planning application is approved is being denied. There's that big word, denied. CDM regulations. It's concerning that the council has no details of the principal designer. Wow. To be able to have confidence in the developer's competence and compliance with the regulations and indicates the application is being considered as routine when it is not. This is different from a bank data centre and of unclear use. Again, we need to clarify the use of these data centres.